Hi everybody, welcome back to my Road to the Tropic Skincare Glamour series. If you're new here or don't know who I am, I'm Teresa Bloor, a Tropic team leader, a skin centre, small salon owner based in the Staffordshire Moorlands, and I mentor a budding team of beauty entrepreneurs. In today's video, it is a big one. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of one of the most transformative parts of my Tropic journey so far. It's how my promotion journey with Tropic began, how I achieved a top 50 spot in the whole ambassador network, and how that helped me get further promotions, not once, not twice, but 3 times, all in the space of a few months. If you remember back at last week's video where I introduced you to my Glammy's first experience in 2024, where my team leader Charlotte, she was recognised as part of the whole ambassador network as one of the top performers. She was recognised on stage, and that really gave me fire in my belly and wanted me to begin my journey to this coming Glammy's, this coming September, where I wanted to be on stage too. So have a look back at last week's video to see how it all began. So I joined Tropic in January 24, and then in October 24, after Charlotte inspired me at the Glammy's, I achieved a huge milestone for me, and I got my first team member to join me, and I became a senior ambassador. So here's Jess in the photo here, and that I was so proud of what I'd achieved and what Jess had achieved, but I also knew I had more in me. Then at the end of December, Tropic actually announced a new incentive for the ambassador teams, the ambassador network, and it was a luxury, all expenses paid development retreat for the top 50 performing ambassadors of Q1 in 2025. And the minute I saw that incentive, I knew I wanted to be there. I knew it was going to be tough, but I made a plan and I got to work. Now, I knew from previous development retreats that happened the year before what kind of performance is actually needed during that quarter. So I set myself a target of what I needed to achieve, what sales I needed to achieve, and I also knew that I needed to grow into a bigger team of ambassadors that wanted to be mentored by me as well. So, come the first week in January, my goal was clear: to place in the top 50. Simple. So I thought. But in that first week of January, the week that the first results were announced of progress so far, I wasn't even in the top 200, and I was absolutely gutted for a little while. It did sting, but instead of it letting it knock me, I just used that as fuel to say I'm not giving up. So I revisited my strategy and told myself I can still do this, and that's when things started to shift. So every week for the next 11 weeks, I gave it everything. I stayed consistent with my customers. I showed up on my socials with purpose and intent. I regularly booked in to see my clients. Now for me, most of my Tropic business was built seeing clients on a one-to-one basis. So I kept sharing everything Tropic with my customers. I followed my customers up. I supported them with their skincare journey and told them more and more of what Tropic is about. I also supported the small team I'd started to build a little bit more and encouraging them to grow too. I kept checking in with myself every week. I would check in with Charlotte as well, who mentored me throughout the whole thing. I wanted to stay focused every week. I wanted to keep progressing every week. I knew it wasn't going to be perfection, but bit by bit, I began to rise through the rankings every week. I reviewed it every week, how the business was growing, the orders that were coming in, and how my new team members were growing their business too. But the story doesn't stop there. At the same time that my team had started growing, with a number of new ambassadors too, who wanted to join my team, which was great, wonderful. And I was also supporting them to build their own successful business. Some were part-time, working around their existing jobs, and some of them worked in salons too, just like I did. Then the third month of the incentive in March, I was actually promoted to a team ambassador. Now what that means is my business was growing, but the business of 3 of my ambassadors was growing really well too. And then just a week after that, I was actually promoted again. And this is the time I was promoted to Tropic team leader. Yoo-hoo! And that's because more ambassadors who had joined my team had started to grow their business. And to the great success they were having, it happened far faster than I actually imagined. I didn't expect to be promoted as team leader in March. That was my plan, to be promoted to team leader before the Glammies, which hasn't even happened yet. Now the race for the development retreat ended at the end of that month in March, and when it ended, didn't know where I'd come, didn't know where everybody else had come. There was a few nail-biting days before finding out how the race to the end actually all finished. So the day we knew the results were coming out, my leader, my mentor Charlotte, she came over to join me at my salon to watch the results with me live. When the results finally came in, I actually placed 33rd out of the entire network of ambassadors. Over 20,000 people.
Number 32 is Sally Knight. 33, Teresa Blue. 34, Lynn Ridgway. 36 is Rachel Carr.
You should be so proud of yourself.
Keep chatting, Laura. Keep chatting.
Okay, keep chatting.
I'm
50, I feel for now.
Nominal achievement. About it. So make sure, if you've not done already, that you're sharing some pictures. Achievement. That was a tough race, wasn't it?
And I can remember, well, you probably see it on the little clip, just sitting there in that moment. I was totally shocked. I was very emotional. I was very proud of myself and the strategy that I'd built up of knowing what I needed to do and how I needed to do it. It all paid off. And I was officially invited to the development retreat in April 2025. So I went from not being ranked at all in the first week of the development retreat incentive to actually qualifying for it. And it was one of the most elite retreats. And becoming a team leader during that time was just the icing on the cake. And all of that happened within a few short 3 months. So yes, the power of belief in myself, being consistent, not giving up when the numbers weren't going my way. And it was a massive step forward in my journey to the glammies. I just had to keep it up then, because it happened far quicker than I wanted. So for next week's video, I'm going to share exactly what it was like attending the development retreat at the Belfry, from all the pampering we had, the personal growth I achieved, the business development I got from it, and it actually went way beyond anything that I expected, and it was all completely free thanks to Tropic Skincare. So if you have dreams of wanting something more and want to know how you too can start your journey of growing your Tropic business, whether you're a stay-at-home mum or want to begin something new whilst in your current job, or if you're like me and most of my team of ambassadors, where you own your own small little salon, whether you're in a team or just by yourself, and want to know how by adding Tropic can work for you without working any extra hours, then let me know. Just pop a comment in here or send me a message. You'll find me on Facebook or Instagram. I'll pop the links below and we can have a little chat. And I look so forward to seeing you next week, where you can see how the development treat went.